the case of the death of that employee at Vereeniging, Mr. Swart, had nothing to do with drugs. It was tender issues there that involves Mr. Mleef. But the matters of these DJs is drug related. When the picture you're going to see when the matters gets to court is that this one thought he's clever by stealing this one's drugs and he starts selling them, and this one then killed him. So not to say the victim is a clean man on drugs. He died because of something that he did wrong to this one. So we have a consignment of over 200 million rand, for instance, if I use that as an example. The police in the organization is there to identify exhibit, you book it in the SCP-13 register in the police station, you leave it there. If it's such big thing that you transfer to another safer storage place, which in this case will be a forensic lab if it's drugs. But it so happened that in KwaZulu-Natal at one stage, there was a consignment found in Durban. And our laboratory in Durban is at Mazimtoti, which is about 10, 15 kilometers away from Durban. And they did not have a facility to keep such consignment of drugs. And the next place where we take these drugs to is Pretoria, where we keep these drugs in the bigger storages. But it so happened that case that the drugs were entered into the SCP-13 register of a police station, booked out the same time, and transported south of KZN to Port Shepstone, and locked into the offices of the PCI that had no one guarding it. And during so-called alleged load shedding at night, there was a break-in a big storage facility, a break-in inside that facility. There were bags of drugs, and there were also other drugs that were not associated with the ones that came, the consignment that came in. And there were firearms, illegal firearms that were also stored in there. But when the break-in happened, the only thing that was stolen was this specific consignment of 200 million rand of drugs, and nothing else. You arrive at the crime scene, you will expect the crime scene is being cleaned, everything is stolen. But you arrive there, you find an AK-47 standing there, then you say, but why didn't they steal this AK-47? Then you realize the mission was not the AK-47. The mission was drugs. So they came to collect what is theirs, and they took it away. They left everything else untouched. And that made us conclude that it was a plan break-in. Because the question we are asking TPCI, why did you allow these drugs to come to your offices? And there's no one guarding. And you have load shedding, and this thing happened during load shedding. So we believe the information tells us that those drugs taken there ended up in Johannesburg are part of the drugs that caused about majority of the murders that happened in Johannesburg. Because people took it and they started stealing, and they did not deliver them where they were supposed to deliver them. And that's what caused the unhappiness from some of the people. So, yes, we are not talking about the drugs on the arrest of Mleef, but drugs is part of the problem that leads into the murder. The charge is a murder, but the reason is the drug that comes as a result.
Hello everyone, Nhlanhla again, welcome to my channel. So that was Mr. Fearfoko, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, testifying before Parliament's ad hoc committee investigating allegations of corruption and criminality within the police. Mkhwanazi revealed that the assassinations of several Gauteng DJs are believed to have been linked to drug-related feuds, marking the first time a top cop of his caliber has confirmed this ongoing rumor. According to Mkhwanazi, a drug consignment that went missing from police custody in KwaZulu-Natal a few years ago allegedly ended up in the hands of these DJs and was distributed in nightclubs across Gauteng. The drugs were reportedly sold at a cut rate price, drawing the attention of the original owners known as the Big Five Cartel. Now, some of the DJs or entertainers who have been assassinated in recent years include DJ Sumbody, DJ City Lights, DJ Ventos, and rapper Tulani Heavy Pablo Msimango, who also died under mysterious circumstances. According to Mkhwanazi, a 200 million rands valued consignment that led to feuds and assassinations was stolen from police storage in KwaZulu-Natal during a night affected by load shedding. Yane, Anyway, it seems Mkhwanazi believes in telling nothing but the truth, whether you are dead or alive, because he continued to speak about former police minister and French ambassador Nathi Mthethwa, who passed away last week in France under strange circumstances, just 2 weeks after Mkhwanazi implicated him in police interference at the Nhlanhla Commission of Inquiry. Mkhwanazi testified that he left his acting position as National Police Commissioner out of frustration with how the police minister Nathi Mthethwa conducted himself. Mkhwanazi served as acting police commissioner around 2012 and has stated that Nathi Mthethwa wanted him to advertise exclusively in the Guptas newspaper, The New Age. He added that at one point, Mthethwa even tried to introduce him to a Gupta associate at the Sheraton Hotel in Pretoria.
And I must say, Honorable Chair and members, I did not know about the Guptas before until Sheraton Hotel in Pretoria, when I was invited to meet these gentlemen by the late minister, who says, do not use City Press and Sunday Time to advertise. We always advertise post on those newspapers because they've got a big footprint in the country. We're looking for something, we advertise on those newspapers. And the minister says, don't use those papers because they're not helping, they don't want to transform and so forth. Use New Age. Yeah, well, I thought, okay, maybe we need to rotate papers, maybe New Age must have an opportunity. I didn't even know what is New Age. Then I went to the office. When I presented this thing to the management, they said to me, you know who owns New Age? I said, no, who owns it? They say the Guptas. I said, okay, so what is wrong? At the time, remember, I'm coming from operations side. I don't even know what this Gupta is about. They said, no, these ones are implicated politically in this fashion and that fashion. Besides, they don't have the footprint equal to what the Sunday Times and City Press has. So if we advertise through them, there are a lot of people are not going to get information anyway, because they don't supply their papers across the land and breadth of the country. So that's how I got to expose. So taking those and adding them together, then I realized I'm in deep in a political space here, and I'm not comfortable with this, and I cannot take it. I'm either going to fight with the minister, which is going to end ugly. Let me tell the president that this is not what I signed for. So it's either the president allows the minister to do what he does, or he let me go and go back to the operations and chase criminals. People will say Mkhwanazi is very insensitive, but when you talk the honest truth, you must tell the truth. The country was in pain to listen to how much of money was spent at the former president's house, homestead at Nhlanhla, because there was an accountability that was happening at the time. But this government has never paid attention on the amount of expenditure that was incurred by crime intelligence over years. Interrogate that within the Secret Service account. The misuse of the Secret Service account. Obviously, Joint Standing Committee is supposed to do that. It's disturbing when reports supposed to be presented to such structures to hold people accountable. Nothing happens to it. We are sitting today, the country is in mourning because we lost one of our ambassadors in France. But then ambassador was a minister of police. As you switch on the television and you watch the homestead of the former minister of police, you're going to see a very big wall, perimeter wall, that was built by the money from crime intelligence. But nobody was held accountable for such, and reports are there. So, 2011, we're experiencing all these things. It's members from crime intelligence that takes the money out of crime intelligence to use them to take control of the executive authority. The minister never asked for the war. The members from crime intelligence took the money, secret fund account, to make that war, so they can get control of the minister. So tomorrow they can then loot that money on their own. Then the minister can't say anything. It's the same thing bringing us here today. Minister of Police, Minister Mkhwanazi, was made to sign a letter by the wrong people within the organization. They might have done something to him. He signs a letter, he committed himself, and today he's in trouble because of that. Had he not signed that letter, he would not have been here. So some of the executive officials or authorities that are arriving in the South African Police Service, they had no bad intentions. But the rogue within catches them. They take control of them, and they do as they please after that.